Hey everybody, it's time for another real life superhero intro, and this time it's time for another it's time for another skinny jeans sweatsuit with zipper, gloves, and tape, shades, and COVID mask intro for a new series of real life superhero videos. Instead of taking the daytime intros I already did and mixing them with the nighttime intros, for some odd reason, the next video I'm about to do, I never felt like doing it during the daytime, even though the daytime is when I wanted to do the video. And when I got done doing another video before it, it was close to nighttime, so I decided just to do another real life superhero intro for the nighttime with the same costume and with one different theme, and one theme kept the same. The theme songs. The walkout theme will be the Neat Flicks Something You Can Never Own song, and that will be mostly used as the outro for most videos. And the intro song, the first song that will play before I make my grand entrance, will be Jeff Hardy's, professional wrestler Jeff Hardy's Modest to the Top. So yeah, this is the daytime version. Once again, the topics will be the same. There will be various reviews, rants on social and current events and various forms of media and entertainment. So, with that being said, let me hit the music and get started right now.
This is to the top, the top. My destiny is at the top, the top. My destiny is past the top. Still my destiny is past the top. Straight to the top of the king, and nothing starts shining. Why they should know? No one is real and no one is still. Only way to build the bands and dirt deals. In a way that your body's as strong as we face in this life. There's a lot of time to get the latest showcase. These skills you'll get at the man. Live your life, you're the one that should show up. The style you perfect your life, show up. The way to make it right, make it. To the top of motivation, until you feel there's nothing more for you to do or say. Cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets, yeah, I'm tired of my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in heaven. Stabbed in the background, I'll show you what happened. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and fight and fight for the things you know you love. To what you think is right, and you like to choose way. So fight and fight for the things you know you love. To what you think is right, and you like to choose way. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own.
Hey everybody, it's time for my part 2 real life superhero updated rant on the 2014 Ferguson and 2015 Baltimore riots. These two incidents right here were the straw that broke the camel's back. It was these two incidents where I turned on and forever disowned Afro-Americans, and just 3 years later, I would change the direction of my channel and videos. Prior to those incidents, I mostly did reviews of various multimedia. But then I decided in 2018 to start ranting on past and social current events and become Tommy Sotomayor and Jesse Lee Peterson and many more inspired YouTube social media personality and actor, which I technically was already that before, but even more so now. The Ferguson and Baltimore riots, and in this incident right here, every time Afro-Americans complain about racism, I always bring up these two incidents. Every time they talk about racism, or wherever they make fun of or bash any other race, I always bring up these two incidents right here. These two incidents forever, in my opinion, set your race apart from any other race. The bastards in Ferguson, the bastards in Baltimore, they had the audacity, the gall to loot stores, destroy and burn down numerous buildings, destroy numerous innocent people's businesses, just because you didn't get a conviction, or just because you didn't get the conviction you wanted. And two people, especially the first one, Mike Brown, were justified shootings. You decided it was a good idea. To go inside several stores, loot stores, tear up businesses, tear up buildings. Then when it was all over, and when you got what you wanted, no Baltimore, no more police in the area, you had the audacity, you had the gall to call upon that same evil white supremacist police system to come solve your criminal problems. Crime had the audacity in that area to get even worse with the cops gone. This is why I will always mock you. And I will use these two incidents right here to judge you. I will never be on your side with anything. Afro-Americans, not all, but as a whole, as a group, you are violent, you are arrogant, violent, tyrannical, fake, and phony, and you are the type of people I never want to be associated with. You're fake and phony because you talk about black pride, you talk about black and Afro-American pride, and how much you hate white men, how much you hate whitey this. But if you notice, you don't even go after, you don't even fight or go after white people. You threaten, kill, and do bad things to other Afro Americans, other brown people. Then the ones who do go after white people, oh, you go after innocent white people who you've never had an encounter with in life, and you went after innocent white people who had nothing to do with Mike Brown and Freddie Gray's death. It was the same thing later with George Floyd. You don't go tear up their neighborhoods, the police officers, not the neighbors, but the police officers' stations, or confront any of these police officers or any of the killers, the ones who actually did it. Now you go after other innocent people, and then you never apologize. You never admit you're wrong. You just move over to the next case that's racist. That's why I will never respect you, and I will always use these two incidents right here. These were the straw that broke the camel's back. A person can only see so much, can only see and witness so much evil before he or she is corrupted, and that was my case. I always had a deep hatred for Afro Americans, but it increased with Baltimore and Ferguson. This is where it started. Baltimore, Ferguson, the Bill Cosby rape accusations, the establishment of Me Too, and of course those infamous three rape accusations: the Tawana Brawley case, the Duke Lacrosse Crystal Magnum case, and the Juanita Gibson Brian Banks case. These were the incidents where I forever turned on Afro Americans, and for people who say, oh well, you can't judge all Afro Americans for the crimes of some people. You do it to whites and other races. How much do I got to hear about slavery? How much do I got to hear about Jim Crow? Jim Crow, even though not all whites owned slaves. Not all whites owned slaves, and there were Afro American slave owners. There were Afro American slave owners too. Then Africans sold other brown people here. But yeah, you don't want to talk, you don't want to listen to or talk about that. You don't listen to or talk about that. So yeah, I don't. So yeah, I'll judge you, since you judge whites and other races for their crimes. I'll judge you for these 2+ incidents right here. These were the two, like I said, these were the 2 incidents that broke. These were that were the straw that broke the camel's back. These were the 2 incidents where I disowned Afro Americans. And like I said, just 3 years later, I would start making videos. This was one of my first and earliest videos. This is the thoughts several years later. And several years later, well, I don't know about Ferguson, but Baltimore, violence and stuff has increased. Several years later, I just saw a news bulletin that's 2 months old. That's 2 months old. 2 months old from this year. About how there's a surge in violence. So yeah, like I said, Afro Americans, this incident right here sets you apart from any other race. You're the only race who act this damn stupid and who do stuff just like this when you think some kind of injustice has been brought upon you. No other race does this. Then you're so pro-black. Everything, you're so pro-black. You like to act like you're so pro-black. You're so independent, and you're so against white supremacy. Yet, not only are you always benefiting from white supremacy, but everything you get is because of white supremacy. All the convictions and stuff you did get. It took white people agreeing to them. Yeah, but you don't want to talk about that. So like I said, yeah, these were the 2 incidents, right? These were the 2 incidents right here, and it was right here where I will always
be Blue Lives Matter. I'll always, yeah, believe it or not, my relationship with police is mixed. I get along with white and other races of police officers, but I have a mixed relationship with Afro-American police officers. But they're the only ones who can stop savage N-words and criminals like yourself. So yeah. Then let's look at the let's take a look at what caused these riots. I already mentioned Mike Brown. This is actually Mike Brown. This is where me and my dad started fighting. I don't get along with my dad because of this incident. Because of this incident right here. Mike Brown went to a store. He tried to leave with some things. Without paying. The guy wouldn't let him. So Mike Brown, when Mike Brown tried to leave with it anyway, and Mike Brown shoved the guy to the floor, and the guy called the cops, and he called Daryl Wilson. Daryl Wilson, who was responding to something else, got a call about Mike Brown and his friend, and then Daryl Wilson rightfully confronted Mike Brown, his friend, and tried to arrest the friend. Cooperated, but Mike Brown thought, let me go over here and let me resist arrest. He thought, let me resist arrest. Mike Brown was a criminal, a thug, and a bully his entire life, and he ran into two people he couldn't bully. First the store guy, and then Daryl Wilson. And Daryl Wilson was the last thing he ever saw. He caused his death. Had he surrendered, or better, had he not shoved the witch gun in the first place, he wouldn't have been killed. You don't want to talk about that. Afro-Americans, you never want to talk about that. You never want to talk about why you were committing crimes in the first place. That's number one. Why were you committing the crime in the first place? Number two, you don't want to talk about this constantly resisting arrest. And then you have the audacity to sit up there and what's his name? I swear, back in 2014 when this happened, when I heard all my friends on Facebook whining and complaining, and when I learned about Mike Brown's justified shooting, I wanted to yell, scream, and slap each and every one of them. My dad got mad because I didn't give a damn about Mike Brown, a criminal, a thug, a bully who got what was coming to him. An a-hole, a bully, a thug got what was coming to him. So that's why. And then the people had the audacity to loot stores, injure several people and cops, all because of a justified shooting. Then you had the Baltimore one, Freddie Gray. This one's even worse because this guy didn't even die by a gun. He accidentally died in police custody with them trying to hold him, which once again, now, I'm pretty sure police officers weren't actually trying to kill Freddie Gray. That's just what happened. That's just what happened. I'm pretty sure that was an accident. However, Freddie Gray had no business resisting arrest, and he had no business committing the crimes in the first place that brought the police officers to his location. You don't want to talk about that. Then a guy who, I really don't care about this, a criminal who accidentally died in police custody. Boo-hoo. And that is what I can't stand. They get mad when you don't care. Other Afro-Americans get mad when you don't care. What, is me caring going to bring him or her back? He's like, no, it isn't. No, it won't. Yeah, I don't monitor or respect or feel sympathy for criminals, bullies, thugs, etc. And then you had the audacity, once again, to loot several stores. Over hundreds of businesses were damaged. Hundreds of businesses were damaged. Several cops were injured. Then after all this, you got what you wanted. No police in the area. No police in the area. Crime had the audacity to get worse, and then you call the police to solve your criminal problem. Like I said, this incident, it was this incident that broke. This was the incident that broke the camel's back. The straw that broke the camel's back. That was when I forever disowned you. Anyone, they can say whatever they want about you, and from now on you can no longer get mad when people refer you to that N-word, because the Baltimore and Ferguson stuff and the later George Floyd stuff, that was N-word stuff. So yeah, and as always, you got a problem with my video, you got a problem with my views, feel free to come and do something about it, because as always, I am the one you call when you need your ass kicked. Call Douglas Blair Roberts, the Super Vader 400, the brown skin human, the real life superhero, the action hero, the equalizer. And I will correct what your parents didn't do and your forefathers didn't do, and I will kick your ass. They didn't kick your ass when you were a child. I will correct that wrong. I will kick your ass and rearrange your jaw. But in the meantime, you know the drill. Suck it and kiss the stinkiest, brownest part of my funky ass and suck my dick. So with that being said, you want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in dead. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happened. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to let my mommy show. I got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never run. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never run. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and you like to what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and you like to what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never run. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never run.